Every night when the couple went to bed, a pervert would hide beneath their mattress. Come daylight, he'd retreat into Annie's teddy bear, forcing her to cuddle him to sleep each night. He'd assumed he could keep taking advantage of Annie forever. But one day, Jack accidentally noticed his wife's cherished teddy bear upstairs, moving on its own. When he rushed upstairs and flung open the door, he was utterly terrified. It turned out his wife had long been having an affair with the man inside the teddy bear, betraying him completely. Even their newborn daughter wasn't his flesh and blood. Now it all made sense. No wonder his wife had been secretly kissing that teddy bear. But Jack didn't rush in to catch them red-handed. Instead, he bought an intensely itchy powder and superglue and a large number of leeches. He vowed silently to make his wife taste the bitterness of her betrayal. So, while the two were still asleep, he stuffed all the items he'd bought into the teddy bear. Then, under the pretext of throwing a 100-day celebration for his daughter, he invited not only all the relatives and friends from his wife's family, but also over 30 media outlets to prepare for a live broadcast. He then lied to his father-in-law and the others, claiming he wanted the whole nation to know how deeply he loved their daughter. Meanwhile, the moment Milan crawled inside the teddy bear, he was instantly overcome by unbearable itching and pain. With no other choice, he rushed to the balcony to call for Anne's help. This terrified and half to death, fearing someone might see him, he hurried upstairs. But just as the terrified Annie was about to pull the teddy bear inside, her husband suddenly followed her up. Seeing this, Annie panicked and shoved the bear away, hurriedly lying that he was just letting the teddy bear soak up some sun. Watching his wife so frightened she couldn't even stammer out a convincing lie, Jack felt an immense thrill inside. He nearly jumped for joy. Then he deliberately stroked the teddy bear, complaining its texture felt off. Annie retorted, "What's wrong with the texture? Have you lost your mind?" She snapped, "You're paranoid all day long, even jealous of a stuffed animal." Unexpectedly, her husband heard this and without a word, delivered a vicious kick straight to the bear's groin. Then he turned to his wife and said, "This bear can even make sounds." Annie retorted, "Isn't it normal for a teddy bear to sleep?" Fearing her husband would discover the bear's secret, she hurriedly dragged it inside. Little did she know, she'd walked right into her husband's trap. Seeing his wife drag the bear inside and shut the door, he immediately went to her parents' house and stood before reporters, lying that he wanted to surprise his wife, inviting them upstairs to witness it. But just as Anne tried to unzip the teddy bear, her hands suddenly got stuck to it. No matter how hard she pulled, she couldn't free herself. Hearing the screams from inside, Anne's relatives instantly panicked. They assumed something terrible had happened to Anne. They immediately prepared to force the door open. Hearing her relatives, friends, and reporters outside, Anne panicked and lied, saying she was changing clothes and that the scream was caused by seeing a mouse. She knew clearly that if caught in the act, both she and Milan would be beaten to death by her face-conscious in-laws. At that moment, Jack told his wife not to worry, claiming he was coming in to rescue Anne. With that, Jack deliberately kicked the door open. He charged inside with his group without a word, then swung a stick viciously at the teddy bear. If Anne hadn't stopped him in time, Milan inside the bear would have been beaten to death. But Anne never imagined that his sudden defense of the teddy bear actually exposed the teddy bear's secret to her family. "It's just a stuffed bear," they said. Could it possibly hold some unknown secret? Even though his wife was now too terrified to utter a sound, Jack, determined to catch her in the act and utterly destroy her reputation, deliberately dropped a cigarette butt onto the teddy bear. "Look," he shouted, "the bear's moving." Someone even recorded it. Is it real? Did anyone present see it? Could this doll truly be a person? But her father thought Jack was just arguing with a stuffed bear. He demanded Jack apologize to his daughter on the spot because he refused to believe his daughter could be that kind of promiscuous woman. The next second, Jack ripped off the blanket covering his wife and slapped her hard across the face. Some say no wonder she wouldn't throw it away. It was utterly unsightly and kept yelling not to look as Milan, hidden inside the teddy bear, was about to be exposed and frantically covered the bear with the blanket. But Jack was determined to ruin his wife's reputation today, to force Milan out of the teddy bear completely. Without another word, he dragged the teddy bear downstairs and grabbed a pressure washer to give it a bath. Soon, the bear's wails echoed through the house. When her family heard the toy bear's cries and quickly lied, saying it was an electric doll that screamed when wet, Jack retorted that if it was electric, they should remove the batteries first. Don't ruin it and make it unusable. Before Anne could react, Jack suddenly grabbed a shovel, declaring he'd personally split open the bear to retrieve the batteries. With that, he swung down and tried to stop him, but heard cries for help from inside. Jack halted his actions. Anne's affair was exposed before all her family members.